What's up guys, VeryCooLalan here. Apple has just wrapped up their keynote, and yes, we have new iMacs, new iPads, new software, a whole lot of new. Let's get started. Alright, well, the Apple keynote started off with, Apple gloating about how the Apple keynote started off with Steve Cook saying how the iPhone release has been the biggest release of iPhone yet. It has indeed, and actually has been the fastest selling iPhone as well, with its pre-orders of reaching 4 million in the first week. They were just reminding us that it's been the biggest launch since in the history of iPhone, and how it's really successful. So that's pretty good. Alright. Now, next thing we're going to talk about is Apple Pay. They finally announced when it will be released to the public, and it will be on this Monday, the 20th. October 20th is when Apple Pay will finally roll out to 6 and 6 Plus customers, and you'll be able to pay using your iPhone with the dedicated NFC chip. But this will only be, remember, for the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, since those are the only two iPhones that actually have the little chip to pay in stores. And they've also mentioned that since the keynote from last month, even more banks and more companies have jumped on the Apple Pay train. So you will be able to pay in a lot more stores now compared to last month. And then the number is just growing and growing, as well as more banks. They said over 500 banks have joined in. So now I think you can transfer money and do stuff like that within the bank. So that's pretty neat stuff. It's great that it's growing, and this is just the beginning. Hopefully we'll see it launch within the next year as well. Then they talked about iOS 8, in which iOS 8.1 is going to be released sometime this weekend, because that's what's going to have the Apple Pay update in there. It's going to have it installed. So be on the lookout for 8.1. It should be released very soon for you guys and gals that have the latest supporting iPhones. They also announced OS X Yosemite. It's finally available today, October the 16th. It is available. Go to your Macs, go update it. It's free. They were talking about just the features, just reminding us that it had continuity. They showed some really funny little skit thing showing continuity. It's really neat feature. I think it's really cool how you can connect all your Apple devices together to work seamlessly, and you don't have to mess with connecting stuff. It all is wireless and just knows what to do, which is really cool. For continuity, that's coming Monday. So if you update to Yosemite today, you will not have continuity until Monday. That's when I guess another update will be rolling out for the iPhone, because that's when iOS 8.1 is coming, and I guess that will be including the continuity for the mobile side, because OS X should already have it right now when you download it. iPads, where they finally announced the iPad Air 2. The successor to last year's iPad Air has been announced, and it is thinner. It's at 6.1 millimeters thin, and it comes in 3 colors: space gray, the silver, and the new gold, which was shown off at the keynote today. Anti-reflective display. You'll see it and the graphics right here next to me, or wherever. It's gonna have an anti-reflective display, which they say has never been made in a tablet, which is cool, because usually you have to buy a screen protector for that. So we'll see how in real world tests this is actually gonna play out. I don't know if it's gonna be a matte finish or something, but it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens. It also has an M8 processor, which much more battery life, has a new iSight camera, which is 8 megapixels, and it's going to be way better. That's what they're saying. It has slow-mo features, time-lapse, and also a new front-facing FaceTime HD camera, which means that you're going to be getting clearer photos and more goodness from these cameras. They're going to be way better than last year's, and for tablets, that's a good deal, because if you're going to pay a lot of money for a tablet, you also want to have a good camera, right? It also supports 802.11 AC MIMO Wi-Fi, which means you're just going to get higher speeds if you have a if you have a higher, which means you're gonna get higher speeds if your Wi-Fi actually supports those speeds. It's faster LTE because it has more bands now. Also has Touch ID. That was probably the biggest feature that everybody was asking for from last year's iPad, because it did not have it. The iPhone 5S did, but not the iPad. They wanted to hold it out for this year. So finally it has Touch IDs where you can pay through the App Store using your Touch ID, unlock the tablet if you really want to. So yeah, this was a big feature that was very requested. Prices are going to be shown right now. They're pretty much the same as always, and you're going to see how the prices are. The storage options are 16, 32, and then 128. You're going to see how the storage is 16, 64, and then 128 gig, which is pretty good deal. Just like the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, they skipped that 32 gigabyte option, so you'll get more bang for your money per se. Now you can pre-order them starting tomorrow, October 17th, and then they will be shipping early November, I think is what they said. So you can go ahead and pre-order them tomorrow, which if you really want it, the Apple site will be up starting to see how you go. Now let's talk about the new Mac. It's an iMac 27-inch. They did not say anything about the MacBook Pro or MacBook Air this time, but they did say that the new iMac 27-inch is a 5K display. 5K, that's a big pixel density. It has more pixels than a 1080p, more pixels than a 4K display. It's 5K. So if you're gonna want a power horse, this thing is the beast. They did not just announce a Thunderbolt display by itself. Sadly, hopefully soon we'll see one. But they did announce the iMac, and it's going to be $24.99 for the base model. And with this, you're going to get powerful specs, a terabyte of storage. And if you're just wanting this for home use, then this is way more than enough. This should last you a good few years before you have to upgrade again to like an 8K display whenever that comes out. So yeah, many people have been asking. I know a lot of tech YouTubers wanted this 5K display because it's a big 27-inch, it's beautiful, it's aluminum. Apple makes beautiful products, so this will actually be really great for home use and professional use as well. We're going to be talking about the Mac Mini. Nothing really much was announced other than it's going to be $499 instead of the $599 base price tag that it used to have. So it just has updated specs, and basically it's just a little beefed up Mac Mini. So if you want it, you can go pick it up. It's $499. It's really cool, just a little box you connect to your TV or a display, and it's basically a Mac in a little square box. It's really neat. It is cool. Just to recap, OS 10 Yosemite has been available today, and make sure you pre-order the iPad 2 and iPad Mini 3. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you hit the like or subscribe button or the dislike button.